How we going, shipmates? I'll try it a little bit differently tonight, see how that worked. So far, so good. Let's get this camera in a better position there. There we go. Just wait for the feed to catch up so we can see what's going on over here. Nice. Well, that bit works. Let's grab a paintbrush. We need one of those. So we're waiting for anyone else to catch up. I'm started slightly early, so. Yes. Brush it up. Yeah, decided just to. It seems when I set it up early, that's what it buggers up. So I thought I'd do it old-fashioned, just hit that button and go. So yeah, seems to be doing all right. So we'll go over evening. It's always handy to have the screen the right way up, isn't it? So we're happy with the zoom there? Yeah, that's cool. I think that'll work for us, doesn't it? The autofocus seems to be all happy. Right, so tonight we are going to paint Godfrey de bouillon. Bouillon. Soup face. Stock. As our friend pointed out. Yes, but he's a great figure, so we'll stick this over there for now. Let's have a look at this mini before we get going on him, because he's a corker, this one. So his hand is glue. I had to glue that on because it comes on the sword. So there's already an indent in there for you to drill into. Got to drill it out a little bit. But apart from that, he's one piece straight on the horse. Straight on the horse. So yeah, the base has taken a bit of time to dry. So we shall not bother to paint that tonight because it will take ages to dry. So let's get started. We're going to start with Moonstone Skin, which is the bottom of the rose skin tone triads. Deep yellowish pink. Yeah, I think he's kind of cool. Get a medium in there. Lay down. So I hope everyone's had a good week. Nice and busy. Busy. Yeah, it seems the excitement of this month's War Games Illustrated. Numerous people say, yeah, you're there. I'd like to go and hunt a copy down. That was all good fun. Wow, when is it, Rich? When was your birthday? Have we missed it? Is it coming? Oh, many belated happy returns, mate. You didn't say anything last Friday. Oh, you make us look like awful people that don't care. Okay, so we've got the base flesh colour down there. So, horsey wise, what I'm thinking about brown horse. I know there's a grey horse on the website, but just to make him look a bit different. What do you think? Grey, brown? What do you want to see? While you're thinking about that, let's go with a different green than we usually use for his cloak. Let's use scarab green, dark bluish green from the Tills section. Yeah, I got a harsh reminder through the emails today that I got the table placing for Warfare next week in Farnborough. I forgot it was next weekend. Good job they emailed me. So yeah, if any of you are at Warfare, Beastie Boys are going to have the bigger stand there. So I won't take any Beastie Boys gear. I'll take just some Pirate Rich painted miniatures. And I'm kind of getting into being like a vintage miniature trader as well, which is kind of a weird thing to be. So I'm going to have lots of old miniatures on my stand. And games and rules and stuff like that, as much as I can fit on. Yeah, it's quite a long way from me, and it used to be in Reading, which was lovely, and then it's Farnborough now, isn't it? Which, in fairness, is a better venue, but it's just in a more awkward place to get to. So you just don't want to see the pirate sword trick again, do you? Oh no, no, no! It certainly is not some sort of code. Who It's proper magic. So yeah. So next, ooh, that's a point. Next Friday. So we're getting the stall ready. So I have to give next Friday's one. I have to rest next week. Let's see if I can get on Thursday night. I won't promise anything. But I think for a while, until I suss out what YouTube are doing with the settings that I've missed. So next we're gonna do Crusader skin, speed paint 2. We're using it as our flesh wash because we like doing that. Yeah, sorry, where was I? Oh yeah. Yeah, so rather than post the link for the actual video up, I'm just going to put reminders up and ask people to jump on, subscribe, hit the notification bell, because then I think does your email or phone get pinged with a notification if you hit the notification bell? That sort of malarkey, so I'm told. Okay, let's get some chainmail going. I'm going to hit this with gun metal. That sounded like I was questioning that, didn't it? What's this? Gun metal? So I've jumped to the older, crappier brush, because obviously this will take the point out your brush much quicker than anything else. Metallic paint does your brush no good, especially when you're jamming it into the chainmail. Yeah, so that'll be good. Hopefully all these fireworks have been obviously stopped by then as well. We've sent the ship's dog downstairs to be looked after by his mummy. He doesn't freak out. I know our local school was having their firework display tonight. I'm just going to lay the stirrups probably would have been leather, but let's then put a bit of metal on there. There we go. start to dry off. Then you got like his padded, is it a surcoat? That I think it's called a surcoat. Yeah, my old dog used to love fireworks. He'd actually come and watch them. He'd bless him. But the new one's a little bit. He was all right until last week sometime when somebody let a fire off right behind our garage where he was out there on a pee, and then that's freaked him out a bit. So hopefully we can get it back out and calm down. Okay, so we've gone with Tomb King Tan on this one. So that sort of skeleton bone sort of colour. Still use my just looking for that fawn sort of colour. There we go. That'll be good for that. I don't know. Are we feeling the grey horse look, or are we looking for? Oh, bless. Let's play around with some grey, shall we? So we're going to start with a deep grey. Let's stay with this brush that's got not much point on it. Just because we save the better one for a. Oh, evening, Nick. So tell me, was it as easy to find tonight with the doing it the way we did? I was just worrying that when I was having to restart it all the time, people would have got confused and what have you. In fairness, no one was getting as confused as I was with why it wasn't working. That's for sure. Cool. Just thinning this dark grey to give us a nice base to work from. I'm trying to stay off all the is tack. Is it tack? Is that what it's called? Reins? Isn't that a whole lot called tack, isn't it? Keeping that grey thin. Because we're going over grey anyway, so it's something slightly lighter grey shows through. Just means we've got a head start on our. So that's the grey undercoat. Using our usual Zenithal. using the Vallejo black with the grey over the top. Yep. I think we drop that. No, we're going to do a red and white halved helmet. Around there, let's drop some brown straight onto that base now. So we're going to do oak brown. Get some of our medium. Wall that down. I usually do a little bit thinner than that so we can probably give it some chance to start drying. I wasn't going to bother, but it's quite warm in here now. I've had the heating's kicked in. So if I do it now, it's got some chance. Yeah, I like this mini. I know the Beastie Boys have had a bit of a run on the front rank stuff after their announcement about the age of chivalry. It's a bit later than this guy. So I was gonna maybe work through some of the factions of that again. But yeah. It's always nice when a new saga book comes out, isn't it? So I'm just putting a bit of medium on there now, thinning it down because that's a bit thicker than I usually put on there. Yeah, you have to go a long way to. But I know a lot of people have got hung up on prices. I was watching what people were saying, and you know, asking for plastics and etc. And the Perry ones, and they're all very nice, but those front rank finishes are just so nice. Well, I'm sure Rich won't mind. I'm just doing some sort of is it Monmouth Rebellion, Rich, or no? It's these guys. They're like 17th century guys, anyway, aren't they? But they're not quite done yet. But just beautiful miniatures. These are all front rank ones. I'm sure Rich won't mind me showing these. They just paint up so nicely. All right, okay, mate. Right era, wrong place, aren't I? I was close. There's some finished ones over it. Have they been lacquered? Look. They're great looking. But yeah, these are all front ranks, so. And they, it's like saying a good miniature really paints itself. They do. I'll just sat here and watch them paint themselves. Right, I'll stop that and get back to what I'm supposed to be doing. But yeah, and I think, to be honest, they fit in really well with the gripping beast. I can see why they kind of got them, if you know what I mean, because they really do go in with their range, you know. Right. That being said, let's get on with some painting. So, okay, we're gonna go leather next. We're gonna do some Brigandine brown. We're going to get our brush that's got some point on it again. There we go. Bit of medium on there. And we're going to do the saddle with this colour. What else we can do? We can do his boots in this colour as well, I think. Yeah, it's quite cool. You've got the Age of Chivalry, and you've got Ecogeur coming out as well. And people are going to be able to really swap the miniatures about, which is going to be really, really cool. So I'll have a word with the Beastie Boys, and we'll do maybe a series of paint-alongs again to get everyone's new war bands and work out the crossovers. I'll get Dr. Bob to give us some army lists as well. And let's do his belt with this colour as well. Shoulder strap. I think that's the one for his shield, I think. What, the new Age of Chivalry's it's the same thing, isn't it? It's 100 years war. Rich will know the answers to this inside out. I just paint the minis. That's bad, isn't it? But let's chuck a little bit more green up in there. Yeah, I've not seen the book yet. I've seen brief snippets. They've been putting like teasers up online, haven't they? I spoke to Darren the other day to pencil me in for a copy. Cheers, Rich. It's true what they say. These decent miniatures just do paint themselves, really. So let's use Basilisk Red. We're going to undercoat our red sections with that, just in case Karen turns up. And then we've used purple as well, so it's just a moment to open a tin of soft drink. That's better. A bit of medium into the purpley red. What do you think about what they've done with the dice, Rich? And anyone else watching? Is it good that they've gone for the 2 sets? A lot. It's like they've. Alex was pointing out in one of the videos. People are gonna use the miniatures to field all different types. So you probably, for any other age, this is the one that you can. I mean, some of the earlier ones you can like get away with using Anglo-Saxons and Anglo-Danes, and you know what I mean. Yeah, I think so. I think the way they just did the dice like that, and so the miniatures are going to be very interchangeable as well, aren't they? Yeah, anything that, especially if you can use them for equal share as well. They're in Sword Point, aren't they? I'm sure I've seen them at a tournament. Yeah. I mean, if you're going to go to war in a wagon. I'm not sure they'd work skirmishing though, really, at saga level. I mean, some things don't work for me so well on the table. Which one is it? Age of... Oh, God. Hannibal? Not Pike. You know what I mean? And it was even worse in... What was the Warlord game? Spore. SPQR, whatever it is. Spore. We get you a war wagon. It'd be quite a strange war battle, Rich, wouldn't it? You have a war wagon and I don't know, a unit of warriors wandering around on the table. Just to... I select for my warband 2 war wagons. Yeah. Sorry, Rich. I can't see it working. I may be wrong. Dissect. I must start putting the base for the red in. What, paint your wagon? Are we going there, Nick? Is that what's happening here? Was that paint the wagon? Was that oh God. What's his name? Lee Marvin? Clint Eastwood, is that paint your wagon? Come on, people, help us out here. I was born under a wandering star, isn't it? I won't start singing. You're all right. Mm. So I imagine even musicals you were quite good, weren't they? Awesome. That's what's going to be our red undercoat. Was it Doris Day, or was that just she was in a loads of, wasn't she? She was in Calamity. What's that one called? Oh my god. Calamity Jane. My mum used to watch all these. I'm trying to. Oh, they're in this. They're embedded in my skull somewhere. Was it the same actors in all of them? I don't know. Who can tell? All right. What am I going to do for... Okay, so we're going to go... I'm going to go with, like, white leggings and... trying to think, because I'm going to put white and red together on his armour. So white. I can use it. I wonder if I get away using this topaz skin. It's quite a reddish brown. Oh no, it's too slightly oranger than that. I don't know if that's a word. Still working through some of these colours to get the best out of them. So too flesh-like. Maybe that ruddy. That's a lighter reddish brown. So if you start with... I'm going to start with fur brown. It's slightly darker than that flesh tone I was looking at. And we're going to thin it quite a bit with the medium. Yeah, that's cool. Long wheelbase transit van. I think it believes it's a heavy good vehicle. It's got like a reversing sound on it. It's here quite thin, so it's almost looks the same as that flesh colour, but if it looks too fleshy in a minute, we can always throw a different brown over it. Yeah, it's going to be too close to that flesh, unfortunately. Right, so let's go down one to dryad brown. Just put a bit of that over the top as a highlight then. I don't want this, it almost works as leggings, but they're almost, I'm going to thin this dried brown down. I'm going to put a really thin layer of that over the top just to remember we're going to be highlighting the flesh colour out anyway, so they will move away from each other. What I've done is basically I've picked two triads that have got basically a reddish base, which is good to know because it means you can swap those about. And there we go. So I've got a bit better contrast between the two now. And we've got that darker brown there. We had used the leather. We're going to paint the back of the shield in that as well. There we go. There we are. So let's give us a better brown base, which is good. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the black wash out. So the known oil that was a little bit watery for my taste, I've added a bit of black ink to it just to strengthen it a bit. Sorry, Games Workshop. It's just how I like it. I'm just going to drop that into our chainmail. That's why I do our chainmail nice and early. So obviously you've got to wait for it to be really nice and dry. But again, we want this to be dry. So we're going to get it on as early as you can. There we go. I'm just going to hit all the metally bits with this. Nice. Actually, what I'll do as well is we're going to do a layer over that grey. I want a quite a thin layer. I want it to dry quite quickly. Don't want it pooling up nowhere. So yeah. And you doing any gaming this weekend? Let's see if I can get a game or something in. Probably on Sunday, I should imagine. Maybe Age of Magic. Oh, well, that might be good fun. I do like me a bit of Saga Age of Magic. Ah. Nice. So on the cloak there, I'm going to just drop a green wash on that as well. Again, I don't want it pooling up anywhere. This is that teal. So it's very similar to the angel green. Especially with this wash over it. There we go. So next what we do, I'm going to start with the base colour for our white. So I'm going to start with worn stone, which is the third one down from the highest white. It didn't come out then, and I knew it's probably one of the ball bearings stuck in the. I saw somebody else done that. I must warn people again. I've done it a few times. Make sure if it doesn't come out, you don't press harder, because some ball bearings have got wedged in there. So tip it back, let the ball bearing drop out, and then go again. I saw it. Somebody fired a whole tube of something in, all over the place. Easily done. I did it with the speed paint. I think I did it on one of the early videos. This worn stone is like a very light, light grey, but it's like a dirty colour. It's kind of cool. Again, it's just starting with our base colour. I washed out then because it picked up a little bit of that purple. Not sure if it's from the too big an issue because I've got to go over it again yet. Okay, so that's going to be our base. Mm-hmm. So let's put a little bit more flesh on. So we're going to jump up to the next one, which is agate skin. There's the next bob up on the that triad. Let's just put a little bit of medium in it. I'm going to hit him nose, across the forehead, high on the cheekbone, the bottom jaw, maybe just the lips. Just square that jaw off. A bit around the back there, a little bit on the neck. So we're going to go up another tone anyway. I want to show some of that original flesh coming through. More medium, a little more flesh pick up. I'm going to go across the top of his hand there. From his knuckle. We just want to just tease along that top edge. You're looking for any top edge that's going towards the sun or towards the light source. There we go. And there's a little top of his hand you can get to there. My right, might as well put another layer on. Bubbly berry and flesh. Probably going to be our highest, and it's quite a light colour. Just a little drop of medium, little drop of paint. Again, we're going to just drop onto his nose, across his eyebrow area, across the top of his cheek. Lip, bottom of his chin, back of the earlobe there, just right at the corner of his chin. Okay, that's cool. Happy with that flesh tone, looking good. So now we're going to start working on that red. So next we're going to go to a Wyvern Fury, which is another purplish red. So it's double purple. Double purple. It's quite a lot lighter than the other one though. Medium thinning mount. Now we're starting to look for the upward facing edges, but we're going to go quite heavily into it. So that original dark purple is only going to be left on that very bottom of that edge. So here. See how that rim on that helm, we're not going to go underneath that to take that purple out, we're going to leave that there. Then when we come around the strap here, we're going to full on, and then we're going to come down and just leave that bottom edge, the original purple. It's going to blend quite a lot, so you'll hardly notice the difference on the camera, but when you're painting it in, I don't think you'll be actually able to see me paint on there at all, but trust me, it's there. I'm just basically what I want to be doing is leaving that original purple just as our shadowed areas. So it's shield on the top there. It's going to be completely covered with that colour. As it comes around the edge, we'll leave a little gap, then start down again. And we're coming along this corner edge here, but we're going to leave the back edge. It won't make a big difference at the moment, but we're looking for a big difference at the end rather than at the moment. If there's a big difference now, it means you won't have a very smooth blend. That's what we're doing at the moment. We're setting up our highlights basically. So this purple, we're covering up all above 80% of our original purple, really. Because we're leaving, it's like that edge there, we're going quite heavy on the top. But as we come underneath, we're leaving that original one. So this strap here, we're going to go right along the top edge. And then 2/3 of the way down. But where it's by that shield, we're going to leave it purple in there. It's all shadowy. Again here, his cloak's going to shadow that, so we're going to start there. Sorry, start there, look. As it enters underneath his tail. Yeah, the original purple just sitting there. You can go strengthen some areas up if you like. There we go. There we are. So next we're going to go to the greys. So we did deep greys, and next we're going to go uniform grey. We'll put some medium in there. We want this quite thin. We want to be working on the muscle groups of the horse, but this grey is not dissimilar to the other one, but it'd be slightly bigger jump because we put the wash on it. That's why I say thin your grey out, otherwise you'll get really harsh blends. If you do, you can always go back in afterwards and do a wash with the previous colour, but really thin. Or if you keep going, and at the end you can pick kind of one of your middle tones, thin your paint right out and just give it a little wash with that. That will help you blend in. As you see, as it's drying, because we've kept it quite thin, it's always going to look harsh on the video because the light will pick up on the white in the paint, so it'll make it go all glowy and light boxy. If that's a word, light boxy, I don't know. There you see there, it's blended in quite nice. Comparison on that side. In comparison with the back end, look. Working with the side there. Don't want too much underneath because it's quite in shadow. Yeah. Keeping it nice and thin. Yeah. Just a bit more at the top there. So always eyeball it after you finish an area. See if you need to go back in with a little bit. You think where your shadows are going to fall. Get the medium flowing. Get too much on your brush, take a bit out. Still a bit of purple in that brush. Okay. Luckily none got on the mini. How's that little bit there? Practicing blending wise on the horses is probably slightly easier with the browns. The grey isn't very forgiving when you're mucking around with those whites. You can jump quite a lot of tone in one go. Okay. So we're going to go to Dragon Red. We're going to be working light down. Let's start on that helmet. So right at the top is going to be red. On top edge of that. So working from the top edges of all that purple we've worked already. You see, it's making it real easy for us to work out where to place our highlights. We've already done a lot of work with the purples there. So we've got that top edge. And come no more than halfway from most of the strap. Then every so often, if it's presenting itself towards the light, give it a little bit more red. So we can always come back round. So top edge. And work it down a little bit. 1-2 areas along the strap, just completely fill it. So top edge, not right into the shadowy bits, so right up against where that bit of metal is. We won't go in there. Just concentrate on red going along the top edge. That top bit, I'm going to leave that bit there. This top bit's going to be fairly red. Do you get what I mean? So that top bit's red. As we come down this strap, we stop before we get to the metal bit. And all these other ones that have got this edge pointing up, we're going to go right on the edge in red. And just a couple of areas we'll just tap the red in. Notice how this strap, I can't really see it in this light. See, to my eyes, I can tell that's red and that's purple. You're going to struggle on the camera, unfortunately. I'll have to try different. These lamps have got a different hue, is it? So these are very white light I'm using at the moment. I'll just swap it to a softer light. Might stop the whites glowing up so much, that's what I was thinking. So I've hit that top edge really red. It's rings there. And that top edge, not behind the shield because that's going to stay look purple. If we can get certain areas looking really strong, but not the whole colour way down, it kind of makes it look even redder, if you know what I mean, rather than just painting it all one colour. If we were going to do that, we could have done that from the start, just done a few layers of it. Stay inside that purple colour. It's working nice and thin. There we go. So we've got another red we can go up to, yeah, anyway. Not start that first bit. It's interesting. There's a bit of water in my brush and it spat an extra bit there. Can you see it? Now I've cleaned my brush out. I'm just going to wick that up. There we go. It just saves me sorting out a bit of colour somewhere I don't want it to be. Again, start a bit further back because that bit there is underneath his cloak, so we're going to leave that purple. We're just trying to catch that top edge now, and that bit will go a bit to the bottom, but the rest of it is just along the top. So we've been around once now. I'm going to go around a second time with the same red. I'm just going to catch the very top edge of everything that's facing up, just to strengthen that red. Still keeping it with medium in it. So is it gone out of focus then? chaps. Again, I'm just catching any of these top edges, and this time I'm not going thicker anywhere. I just want it to catch that top edge. Don't even have to go the whole distance of it, just little areas. This I'm going inside the last lot of red I did, but I'm kind of leaving it a bit streaky. There we go. And we might as well finish the red whilst we're on it. We're going to go to pure red. Now this is going to have to go inside the red that we've just placed. And where it being a lighter red, we really only want it touching on the highest areas of what we've just done as well. So for instance, on that helm, just on that top piece, and then across the top of that ridge, and just a little bit at the bottom there. There we go. That's all we're doing with that. And this back, just looking for that top edge. I'm not going to try and make it complete, we just want a little bit. So on his foot there, that bit on top, but we're not going to go any further back. Reload. Just that top edge again, we're just going to strengthen that up. For you GW guys, this is like an edge highlight. Again, this isn't our standard miniature in Saga. This is one of our warlords, so we want him looking a little bit fancier. So we're going to put a bit of extra jizz into his into his bouillon. Okay, we're going to go across the top there. Breaking a little bit down there. Thin it again. We'll start inside that last high red we did. Oh yeah. Bit of the back there. Just that top edge. I think that's done red wise. Next, what we do is just get some soft tone, which is a light brown wash. We don't need much, it's just that. Get a cruddy brush. I'm going to run some into that padded work where it is. I'm going to put some on his sleeve as well. Just to give it a little bit more separation in colour to his flesh tone there. And his trews. Let's drop it on the back of the shield as well. There, okay. Why not? See, we've got it out. I'm not going to do his boots and that because we're just going to work some brown in there. We're going to go for bootstrap brown. Okay, so a bit of medium into this brown. Again, we've got that brigandine brown on his boot, so it's across the toes. We're looking for any detail that's going to pick up on his saddle in there. We go around and we're going to leave the very bit that's tucked up right underneath in the shadow. So looking around the edge really. And then on all these straps on here, just looking to pick out the top edges again. Where it's got some detail, some texture in it. We'll play the top edge of that. I think that's all there is. I think a little bit under there. Again, up under there. Should paint the very edge. Leave right up under there. Shadowy. And then we're going to come down the front edge of that. Just to give it some. And just the toe of his boot there. That's good. So next we're going to put our gold on, because we've got to have some greedy gold. We'll have a swig of our drink. Greedy gold. Yes. That white really glows up on his in the barbarian flesh on his face, doesn't it? Right, so putting gold on the bottom of his sword and his crossguard. Then back on the rubbishy brush here. Brooch on his cloak. Metalwork on the horse. I think that's it on there. A little more up edge. There we go. There's a little bit on his belt there. I'm happy with that. Next, what should we do next? We shall do some more white. So we're going to go up to the next white, which is Grey Matter Beige, which is a lighter beigey colour than the last one we used. quite a big step. I'm gonna water it down a bit with our, oh, pardon me, God, by me, pardon me, with our medium. And we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to stay inside the areas we've already painted, so that's going to give us a nice kind of definition between the two. You see how that works? I'm not sure. Very hard colour to show up on it because it's what's good paint. So let's look at the top of the shield there. We're going to not go right next to the red. We're going to leave a little line and then start. And we're not going to go right to the back. You see how it gives that little bit of shadow, really glowing quite badly. Okay, we're going to go down the edge of this shield, but not to the back. Just keep it going along the edge. And as we cut this front bit, I'm going to start a sliver away from the top and the centre. I'm going to follow the shape of the shield round. But we're going to keep away from that centre line. There we go. Sorry guys, it does glow quite badly on there, but trust me, it's there. And you'll see it tomorrow when I put it in the light box. You can't really get to the horse's teeth, so just a little bit in there. That'll do with that. So next we want to go up to a nice lighter grey. So we're going to go ash grey is the next one up. Again, a bit of medium in there, make it nice and thin. The thinner you can work these greys, the better. So you can see the natural shadow falling now. So we didn't go underneath that at all. See what I mean about these greys? They really do show the white up. And keep that medium going. We do other stuff on top of this. We're not too worried. Just shaping that highlight. So you don't want to leave any dead straight lines. If you leave dead straight lines, it looks weird because there's no straight lines in nature. Okay, so look at this muscle here. We'll stay inside that grey shape and we're just gonna, make sure there's not too much paint on our brush. There we go. So we're staying inside the highlights we've already done. Concentrating on the ones that are facing our light source. As we get to ones across his chest, we do the bit at the front, but we don't do the bits underneath because they're in shadow. Load up on medium, load up on nice watery grey. Too much on our brush, take some out. Stay inside the highlighted areas. Really is like painting by numbers, this bit. I think I did a while back. I did a whole video on painting horses, just as a point of reference for me, because it's one of those things. What colour horses should I do? And if you've got to do like a lot of them, which us war gamers do, it's good to get a good uniform way of doing them quick. This isn't the quickest way to do these, by the way. You can do quite a bit quicker. Okay. Where these, as you can see, there's quite a big contrast jump in some of these. We can sort them out in a minute. So don't be scared. We'll be fine. I'm going to go with black for the mane and tail. And I'm going to give it some black socks as well. So what we'll do is grab some matte black out, put it on a palette, and we're going to water it down a bit. In fact, we're going to water it down a lot. We're going to put a drop of medium into it. Reason I want that black thin is I want some of the grey to show through from underneath. So let's see if we can show you on the tail. So can I thin that black out? As that dries, that grey will show through, which will save us doing any mucking around with dry brushing and all that sort of nonsense. Not nonsense, but you know what I mean. Which will save you a fair amount of time if you're painting 10 of these. Do you know what I mean? Also, we get a better effect on when we do the legs. So again, if it's too thin, you can always go back over it. I don't know if you see it yet. It's that black. You can already see the grey showing through. We're getting, as Gianluca would say, we're getting 3 highlights. That's getting 3 highlights means the paint job speeds up. I'll just put a little bit more black on that side. There we go. As you see, it looks like we've painted our highlights on already. Happy days. So next we will grab some of that watered down black and we're going to go hoofs up until we get sort of just over knee height. But as you see, as we've thinned the black, some of that grey is going to show through. You don't want it completely solid black, if you know what I mean. Does it look weird? Keep your brush wet with medium as well. So who we got on board tonight then? Who's hiding, not commenting then? Say hello, guys. Otherwise it's like I'm talking to myself. Okay, we're going to go just above the knee again. As you can see, we've still nice and thin. Good fun. As you see, Rich, I've been painting stacks of elves and got stacks of elves here, mate. I love painting orcs. I think I did an orc painting video. I'll have to do another one, won't I? As you see, that black seems quite harsh at the moment, but we're going to do some more points of interest on the horsey in a minute. We're going to let that dry a second, then we're going to wash it again. My painting room has become... It's true, they're all over the place. Did you see some more come out the stripper earlier? We got a mage ready, and we got one of the champions ready. Oh, I tell you what I did find, Rich. Oh, you'll like these. Ho ho ho! Ho 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 ho! I'm going to move Godfrey back a sec. Are you ready for this, Rich? Let me just flip these over, mate. Look at those beauties. That's the horse archers. It gets better with the metal bases. And last but not least, 2 elven chariots. I can't believe the weight in them. Unfortunately, they're on the plastic. All the rest are on the lead bases. Oh no, they're on plastics. Mate, I've got the one I just showed you is like a drop in the ocean. I'm going to look at more treasure tomorrow. I'll keep you. I'll send you some teaser photos. Well, I'm a pirate. With find buried treasure, mate. Okay. Next, we're going to do a bit of green. Back to the painting. So, Temple Gate Teal. Yeah, all this treasure, a lot of it's going to be going to the convention with me. So yeah, I've watered that teal down. And we're going to start hitting the higher areas. I'm not letting any fall into... I think we start calling it trenches now. Peaks and trenches. So I'm painting along the peak. We're going to have pirate rich peak now. A little bit in their trench there. So it's quite a wide one. Otherwise you'll end up with a really harsh blend. Yeah. Well, I hardly had anything here apart from the stuff I was painting. Then I started going to the conventions to sell my painted stuff and started getting offered stuff to sell on the stall, like. So that's what I've been getting it for. but also I've get tempted into painting some of it. I won't sit here and just get random bits of miniatures out. But my poor little paint studio is absolutely creaking at the moment with stuff. It started with all the Lord of the Rings stuff I grabbed, and it was like, I mean, I'm not the biggest Lord of the Rings fan, in fairness. I can appreciate it all, but it was just all just hiding in boxes, and I thought, well, if I take it to a show, it's getting to the people that want it. I think that's most important. Very true, mate. Yeah. So that's what I've been trying to do, is like on my stand at the shows, have take my painted gear with me, and then if I'm not carrying the beasties stuff because they're there, I'll take vintage stuff with me. Seems to be the thing to do. I'm trying to put some of it on eBay, but eBay's tricky. I put loads of free slaughter on there last week and thought, oh, I put 5 miniatures on. I thought I'd just start at 99p. So collectors can find them, you know? It ended up being hoovered up by a dealer. There's no one made the effort to bid on it, or didn't spot it. I don't know. Or it wasn't the particularly one they were looking for, and you're thinking, oh man, 5 Citadel and Raoul Parfa pre-slaughters went for about £2, £3, which is slightly disheartening, but hey ho. When you go look at the guys you're selling to, and they're putting them up for £6 to £8 each. But I just didn't want to see all this lead just basically just sitting there, not doing anything. It's just criminal. So next we'll go to the highlight of that. We're going to go Pharaoh Guard, which is bluish green. I found another. Found him last week in the pile. We're gonna some medium on there. Now this is just going to be a highlight, so we're going to run right along the top of these peaks. What do you call them? Peaks? Ridges. Can't remember my own. Troughs and ridges, isn't it? Sort of valleys would be better. What do you think? Ridges and valleys? What do you think, guys? What should we call them? Highs and lows? Peaks. peaks and troughs. Anyway, we're just hitting the highest ones at the moment, that's for sure. Peaks and valleys is good, isn't it? That's what we should call them, peaks and valleys. Then we all know what I'm talking about, don't we? Okay. So next we're going to go to a higher grade. So we're going to go are we though? It's quite light already. Yeah, we will. We're going to go company grey. It's nice, isn't it, those tills? I've not really used them that much, but they're nice. I suppose they'll be good for some of the 40k factions, I should imagine. Do some sci-fi paint and go really, really bright on them. But yes. That's halfway up the till triads. That's the bottom 3 in them, so. Right, so we're going to thin this grey. I'm just going to So what I'm doing there is I've put a bit of grey on them, and then I've got the medium. I'm spreading the medium round. So I'll wash my brush, and I'm going to go back and wick that medium away. I'm just kind of blending out the grey that's already there, really. Yeah. Show you that again. So very thin whitey grey. Put it roughly on the side patches. Washing my brush out, getting some medium. Then I'm washing that, so thinning it again. Just letting it going into the valleys as well. So just it's almost I'm using that grey. Another way you could do it is really thin it on your palette. Look. So making it into a wash, more of a glaze really. I'm just going to go over that area. Wash my brush out. Basically, I'm wicking it out of the valleys here, so we're leaving the darkest look till I'm happy with it, and then just pulling away. Yeah. So it's just making those very dark areas a little bit more blended. If you compare that with that, just what I mean. So let's show you on this back end now. So we're going to go put a little bit on there. We don't want it running around there, look, because it's really obvious. So we'll wash that. Put a bit of medium on our brush. Move it about. Wash our brush out. Then that's so watery down there, so you can wick that away. That's all blended nicely. But as that dries, that will show through, that will darken down. So let's show you on this bit again. This is really watered down. Glaze it over. Wash our brush. Bit of medium. Just work it around the area. Don't try and do too big an area, because otherwise you'll end up drying. As soon as it dries, you can't play with it anymore. I'm just taking a little bit off there, so let's just put a little bit more grey into there. A little bit more medium. There we go. So let's have a look at this side. A bit more medium, a bit more grey. A brush, have some medium. Thin it out till we're happy with it. Wash your brush out again. The thing with glazing is don't go back to the area you've just glazed until it's completely dry, because you'll lift the previous layer up. That's a bit thick. Let's just take a bit off there. There we go. So we'll just do that whole area there. We've got to work before it dries. Wash our brush. Put a bit of medium in it. Wash our brush out. Just thin it again. And these areas we want to show through. Make sure we don't ever scrub with the brush. So definitely take the paint off. And that's too thick, so we're going to stop there and we're going to put some more medium in there, spread it about. Perfect now. See what I did there? Just see what I did? So a couple of, that's the other way to go, that's the way I usually, so it's quite heavy. Put some medium on your brush. You almost want to work it in, let the paint find where it needs to be. You can just gently move it around. Don't scrub at it. Just gently let it move around so you're happy with it. If there's too much on there, just wick it away. You wick it away by cleaning your brush. Make sure your brush is dry. And just tap it. So let's look at this bit up here now. I'm going to put a couple of drobbly bits on. I think that's a technical word for it. I'm going to put some medium on there. As you see, it's too wet now. So I'm going to just tap with the phone there. Let's just do some in there. Yeah, it's basically mucking around with a glaze effect. What you can do is, whilst you can do as well, is I'll show you in a sec. So just drop a little bit on there. Get that medium going. So matte medium is magical stuff. There we go. So just so it's blended our tones in. And what you can do when it's dry is you could put the glaze on there, and you can drop your mid-tone on in blotches to make it look all dappled. Okay, we're going to go for Demigod Flames. Thin that through a little bit. See, we're not worrying. Again, like our usual, we've thinned that quite a bit. We're just letting the yellow kind of get amongst that grey. We've got the black on the palette. We're going to just dip the very point of our brush in. Give him some. Give the old Orsay some eyes. You could have their snout a bit black at this one, or get very dark grey in there. There was a bit I painted off there, and it kind of a little bit light, so we're just going to get that first grey we used. Just got it thinned down at the moment. We're just going to re-establish some of our shadowy bits. Yeah? Did you see that all right? So what we do is go back in, just anywhere you need it. It's like that was too white, so that's fine now. What you can do with that grey, that is, this is that first grey we used, that dark one. If you thin that right out with the medium, you get a nice dark grey wash or glaze. We'll just put that on his nose there. Even try dropping a little bit of black in it. That's that thinned out black. I didn't wash my brush, so we've got very dark black grey now. Just to give his snout a bit of a clout, snout clout. Just a little bit in there, just to make his tail look cooler. I'm happy with that. Through the shield. I think we need to do his eyeballs next, don't we? So where's our psycho brush? I'll need our matte white as well. Okay. Matte white. Into the medium. Tip the brush into that. There we go. Let's wash the white out of that. And once that's drying, we're going to highlight the white we've painted everywhere else. So we're going to grab our brush, bit of medium, Again, just looking for the highest bits. Down his shield. That front edge is going to be nice and bright. And as we go down the side, it's going to just catch that top edge. So the white I'm using is thinned. You won't see it on the camera because white glows like a bugger. Just keep it nice and thin. Now we can see where we've already highlighted. We're going to stay inside that. Just painting strokes going down. Length of the shield. There we go. First we've got a psycho out. Psycho. We've got a nice watered down black on our palette. Just extra bit of watery black went around there, so I just sorted out while it was still wet. There we go. So we need to put our shiny silver onto the chainmail. Shining silver. Our rubbishy brushes. Load the brush up, unload it, don't make it too dry, but we don't want a lot in our brush, and we just want to catch the top edge of the sword. We're going to start about that, cut along the top edge. As it gets to the top, we're going to go a bit wider. Don't do any underneath. Maybe a little tiny bit on the top bottom edge there, just for effect, and a little bit down that center, so it just looks nice and shiny. And then when we're going onto the boss of the shield, we just want that top edge that's gonna be up towards the sunlight. Bit on his there. His chainmail, a little dab of it there. Concentrate on the areas that are going to catch the sun, because we put our black wash on there, didn't we? So it's just that middle bit. Stay away from the bits that are in shadow. There we go. I think he's about there, really. Yeah. Oh, I just swat his hair out. Okay, I usually do that yellow to make it really bright. What we're going to do is we're going to make it a dirty blondie colour. So rather than that, we're going to go back to, is it that one? Yeah, we'll go back to our soft tone. And drop a brown wash in it. Because usually I'll go orange and then a high yellow and make him really sort of like some sort of crazy paladin. But I thought, no, today I'll go the other way. Should put a bit around the bottom of his shirt there. Oh, we didn't highlight his leather bits out, did we? Let's do that. So we did bootstrap brown, so we're on to leather brown. Well, take a minute, and it does make it ping. Not watering it down too much. So we're looking for any of that leathery stuff we did. So it's the edge of this saddle there. That's saddle cloth kind of thing. Toe of his boot. And these peaks on his boot. Toe of that boot. The edge of the cloth just there. And all this strap, all the belts, a little bit of belt he's got there. So load your brush up, make sure it's nice and pointed, and we're just going to go along the edges. A nice Space Marine edge highlighting. There's top belt, we're going to top edge highlight. That's about there. I think we should do something with that sleeve. We did it with fur brown, so I think Ruddy Umber was the next one up. But we've got to be careful because we don't want to push it into the flesh tones. So we'll try a little bit, and if we don't like it, we'll stop. Thin that. That's right there. Just hit the peaks with it. Not too much, just that top. I'm painting like little lines across. Give it some sort of texture. Again, we hit the peaks there as well. And his hair, instead of going up to the bright yellow, we're going to go back to our original yellow. Load up with a little bit, and we're just going to go around and touching the edges of it. We'll pick occasional peak just to bring some of the highlight back. There we go. And I think that's our 2-hour miniature done. So yeah, I think so. So we will paint around, do our victory lap. Then they'd be ready for some tufts. Then they'd be ready to go to Farnborough next week. So you can come and see him at Warfare, and even buy him at Warfare. So that's what I'll do video wise for the foreseeable future, till I can work out how to get it to work out properly. I shall advertise when I'm going to go live, and hopefully Beastie Boys will let you know as well. And then I shall just do it like I did tonight, because otherwise I have to restart it all the time, and it seems to get a little bit confusing. Does that make sense to you guys? Let us know. Let us know in the comments if you're watching this back tomorrow, if you weren't able to find us because you didn't have a link, let us know. This was Godfrey de Bouillon, Crusader Hero. Price code I, which I believe is $8.50. It was when I got this one, but I know some have gone up. So you'll have to check the price. But I think he's a cracking mini. Worthy to be the hero of any crusader. I say he's going to look better in the light box. There's a lot of greys and whites in there that making it look a bit 1D. But cheers, Rich. Yeah, so there we go. I shall put him there. I shall get back on in a minute and back on painting these. No rest for the wicked, eh, Rich? Yeah, so that was our friend Godfrey. Yeah, I'll try and keep everyone posted what's going on. It's a bit up in the air where I can't get this working properly, but I'll keep trying. We will be successful in the end. Right. Well, thanks for joining me, guys. Thanks for joining me tomorrow in advance. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell because that will let people know when I'm going live. I'm not sure if I'll be able to do next Friday. I'll try and keep you guys posted. If not, I'll see you at Warfare next weekend. And come look for all my stuff. And say hello to the Beastie Boys as well. And I'll knock my camera around just for good measure. Make you all feel seasick at the end. We'll have one more look at Godfrey. He's a bit out of the light over there. He looks better over there, doesn't he? You can see the colours better. There we are. You see all our good work, all our blends. All the greys look better over there, don't they? Okay then, guys. I shall go. I'll get him in the light box for you in the morning, hopefully, if I have time. Before I have to go and raid this new pile of hidden treasure that I've come across. All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining me, and I'll let you get off now. And have a good week. And if you are coming to Warfare, don't forget to come and say hello. All right. Cheers, then, guys.